Apex Lake. Wow. Good morning. Excuse me. Survived the night anyway. I had about 3 layers of clothes on because I was cold. Yeah, it was either that sleeping bag's not rated for this temperature or it went below 6 anyway. So it was rated from 6 to 12 and it was supposed to get down to 6 degrees last night, but yeah, I can see my breath. I'm thinking it went below 6. Cause it's definitely a cold one this morning. Oh, gotta get some coffee on the go. Try and wake up and get rolling. Wow. Come to the sunrise side of the lake. This is Marina Lake on the other side where the sun's actually rising. Such an awesome fall morning. Very cold and damp, mind you, but look at the views. Don't get much better. Alright, let's go see if that water's boiling yet. Good morning! Coffee. Definitely need coffee this morning. Can't even talk. Oh. This is a little bit for cereal I'm going to do. Apple cinnamon cereal thing. I need all the energy I can today. Oh, warming my hands. I am so cold. What about you, Tuck? You cold? It's like I'm on squirrel watch. There's squirrels in them woods. Yeah. Just looking for tracks this morning because it was definitely something walking through this last night. Sounded like a moose, like it's like a whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. But there's like old moose tracks there. I don't see any new ones. No talk. Not till I have at least 1 cup of coffee. These are all my footprints from yesterday. It's sinky out there. It's like quicksand. Good morning. Got some pretty good pictures this morning of the sunrise and the fog on the water, the mist. Sure cold though. This coffee's warming me up. Campsite. Just doing the apple cinnamon meal. It's a rehydrated meal as well. I picked one of those up at Canadian Tire the other day. I'm like, last one I had was pretty good. It wasn't the cereal one though, it was just a dinner one and I liked it. So I was getting low on the Happy Yaks. I think I got that one more, the shepherd's pie. Maybe have that tonight or I might have macaroni tonight, we'll see. Yeah, we didn't have any big visitors come up to the camp last night, but lots of little critters were running around. Heard a couple come right up to the tent and then you hear it sniffing like, you know, and then all of a sudden, whoo, it was gone. I start laughing. I'm like, well, it smelt a human. I'm gone. I don't know. Something with 4 legs anyway. It was a little bigger than a squirrel, but I'm not sure. what it was. Sounded, the way it was running, it sounded like a pine marten or something. Camera probably didn't pick that up, but a loon called down the lake. Coffee's good. Alright. All loaded up again. Just gonna go do one last walk around the campsite like I always do. Make sure I didn't forget anything, lose anything, drop anything. Make sure I'm leaving it cleaner than I found it. Yeah, it's already 9:15, not too bad. Where my tent was. Actually left some kindling and some dry firewood for the next people. I dumped a bunch of water on the fire and stirred it all up. Saw there's more wood under here. I didn't even see that last night. Alright. I think we're good. Oh, I was warming up. As I pack everything up, I'm like, okay, now I'm getting warm. Of course, a hot coffee and a hot breakfast help that out too. The fog is lifted off the water. Time to go. Here we go. Here we go. Still some fog on the water, beautiful. The sun's already getting warm, which is really nice. Shed the jacket already, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to be shedding the sweatshirt too. Apparently on my map there's more campsites up here on the left. The one cool thing I heard last night, while shivering in the tent, even though it was cold, was a cow moose. They're starting to rut right now, and she let out a couple of big bellows like, "Wah!" I'm like, oh, that's so awesome. At the same time, I'm thinking, I hope she's not too close to my tent, because she's calling a bull in. And this time of year, it's not the bears you gotta worry about, because the bulls are in rut. And about 3-4 years ago, something like that, I was setting up a bear stand, and I was breaking branches. I heard a grunt off in the distance. I'm like, oh, that's cool, that's a bull. But I wasn't hunting for a moose. But anyway, after I finished clearing the spot to set up a bear stand, I hear trees behind me move, and I'm like, what was that? And I turn around and I just see a nose sticking out of the trees, and I'm like, oh, please be a cow, please be a cow. And then he lets out this rah, rah, steps out, this huge rack. Must have had a 55-inch rack on him. His eyes got real big, cocked his head. He just didn't want me there at all. And unlike a bear, you can try and stand your ground, but I was yelling and screaming at him, and he just thought, nope. This guy's in my neighborhood, I'm going to get him out of here. And luckily, I was able to duck and weave through the trees as I was running and managed to stay ahead of him. But he was one angry moose. They're the most dangerous animal in the woods right now, the bull moose. I'd love to see one, I just don't want to be close to one because they're quite aggressive this time of year. This lake would be like glass if it wasn't for that boat. Kind of agree with Hap Wilson when he said Ontario Parks really needs to crack down and say, okay, no motorized boats on this lake. Because it'd be so much nicer without them. Like, I own a motorboat, and cool that you can get up in here with a motorboat, but why? So much nicer up here with the canoe. Oh, getting closer to the end here. I didn't realize how much I was drifting in this wind. Wind really picked up. I'm actually getting a little bit of whitecaps in here now. Now and then. Not so bad here, but I was getting them back there. And I was like, oh, I'm supposed to be over to the left more, and I'm almost onto the right hand shore. I'm like, oh, I guess that wind was pushing me more than I thought. Yeah, I had that nice tailwind yesterday, but I guess this is the payback for it. Getting a strong south wind today. North wind yesterday, and that's why it was so cold last night. It's supposed to be a warmer night tonight. Only around 13 or 14 is the low. Getting up around 23 Celsius today. Which is what, about 74 Fahrenheit or something like that, give or take. Slowly starting to know what they are. I go to the US all the time. Catching this other boat. It's going into the Narrows too. Yeah, it'd be rough on the other end of the lake, that's for sure. Really rough. Way back tomorrow, I think we'll have to, if it's the same wind, we'll have to stick to the left hand side right now, but it's be on the right hand side coming back. A little less wavy. Not an easy paddle like it was yesterday. Yesterday was easy peasy. Today it's like, oh come on, work with me, Mother Nature. Give me that tailwind again. Not a chance, eh? Not a chance. Oh. Just going in this little cubby hole up here. As you see, the waves are getting smaller and smaller as we get closer. That's the direction it's coming from. So I could be wrong. I thought that was a motorboat that went by me earlier. That could have just been the waves picking up because the wind was picking up. Is catching up these guys. And I'm seeing paddles in the water and they're heading right for the same portage I am. So maybe they're other paddlers. It's kind of cool. It's funny that I'm catching them though. They're way ahead of me. But that's the advantage of a lightweight solo canoe with a double blade. You can really make up ground. I think it was about 3 kilometers or so. A little over that, maybe a little over 3 kilometers from where I camped to this portage. And it's been 55 minutes. Getting shallower down here. Starting to see bottom. Almost an hour to get here. But I did a big oval out on out in the middle of the bay there with the wind howling the way it was. Not on purpose, but anyway. So well, we'll see when we get up here if those are canoes or not. Maybe they're doing the same thing I'm doing. We'll see. See the portage tuck? You see it? And that was a canoe I saw because I just saw them going up the trail. Very shallow here. Be all sucky muck near the portage too, for all I know. Oh, weeds. They had 2 people on their boat, so luckily they can probably do it all in one carry. Yep, they're on the portage. Get down, Tuck. Hey. Get down. We'll let them clear. Hey. Get down. Quite the hill. Sorry you can't see. I'll let them clear the portage first. Okay, just climbed up this hill. Very sucky muck, but I was able to push with the paddle up to that rock there. I was able to step out and keep dry feet, which is nice. So I'm going to go across with all the bags first, then I'll come back for the canoe. I'll move it up a little higher in case someone else comes through and needs the room. 800 meter portage into Apex. This ain't going to be fun. But this will be better than the 1200 meter that's coming up later. Okay. I had too much gear. That's all my gear though, and extra clothes, and then, well, the plastic bag has just my jacket, a couple of beers left, and garbage. But we are halfway. About 400 meters of the 800 meter. So I'm just taking a little water break, and I'm gonna go back and get the canoe, and I'll just do the bunny hop thing. One of those portages where it's uphill both ways. Lots of tree roots and rocks and your typical portage. Oh, for Tamagami. There's a big hill. So I mean, it has a lot of ups and downs. Go Tuck. Well, the camera never gives it justice. The bags I had to keep resting along here. But with the canoe, it's a lot lighter, so hopefully we can do the whole 400 meters to at least where the bags are. Oh, easy. Watch what you're doing there. Oh, lots of rocks here. Okay, Tuck. I'm gonna sit down and take a break. Wow, that's only 400 meters. I know I'm out of shape, but this is ridiculous. Oh, okay, sit down. Have some water there. Where's the water? Alright. Well, break's almost over, Tuck. It's 11:30. We gotta get moving. Yeah, the thing is, we're definitely not gonna make it to Scarecrow Lake today. Yeah, that sucks because I was just measuring it on the map. And just from McCulloch Lake, you're looking at 5.5 kilometers. And like that's with portaging and paddling. Just to get Scarecrow Lake and then climb the mountain. It's 3-hour return, like an hour and a half up, an hour and a half back is what they say. And then it'd, like, even to set up base camp at McCulloch, then you have to still come back 5.5 kilometers. Whew. Like, we can do that tomorrow, but tomorrow's Monday. And I wanted to be back at least on Smoothwater by Monday. Because we have to be out by Tuesday. I got stuff going on Wednesday back home. I don't know, Tuck. We might not even make it. Like, I can do it. It's just I gotta be back. It sucks. So this sucks. I was just sitting there calculating all the mileage and everything else I'd have to do, and I'm like, I want to be heading out by Tuesday. So by tomorrow night, I wanted to be back on Smoothwater. And there's no way, like, I can get down to Scarecrow today. But then to do the ridge, like, I'd have to climb up Ishpatina Ridge tomorrow, back to the campsite, pack everything up, and come all the way back to Smoothwater by tomorrow at the latest. Because, yeah, I'm almost 4 hours back to the truck from Smoothwater, so. And I want to be at the truck by Tuesday at noon at the latest. Oh, that'd be a lot. Like, I don't think I can because it's already going on noon hour now. If I had an extra day, one extra day, I could do it. But I said I told the boss I'd be out by Tuesday night. Yeah. So I think we're turning back, Tuck. Tucker was happy. He was climbing in the canoe and getting ready to take the journey down the hill, I guess. So I think that's what we're going to do, Tuck. We'll just, I hate to turn back, though. Man, this pisses me off. But I need that extra day. What the hell? Check that out. There's a hole in the rock. Doc, move your head. Look it. There's a hole in the rock. Am I home? That's weird. Alright. That's not too bad at all. Might have been over halfway. Because this is Apex Lake. I thought, well, I might as well get a hike in at least. Since I'm not climbing the ridge or anything. There's no point in going on. Because I need that extra day. But I thought, good day for a hike. So this really is Apex Lake. Yeah, portage isn't too bad. It's overgrown in a little bit of spots, but nothing. No worse than anything I've already done this year. Oh, the breeze feels good. So just down there around the bend, short lake is where the 1200 meter portage starts. But yep, they're well marked. Anyway, there's portage signs and they're nice and wide entrances to them, so it's pretty hard to miss the portages. But being in a park, I expected that. Anyways, we'll go back and just do some fishing, I guess, relax, and I don't know. Slowly make our way back. At least we got a hike in. Pretty long one too. This is a 800 meter portage. I double carried half of it. So I already did the 800 meters and I decided to walk the rest. So, just to see it. Why not? Crow laughing at us. Ha ha ha. Pretty decent trail though. Not bad at all. It's kind of a cool find, old tree. And it's not just the woodpeckers that do that shred them to get the bugs. Bears also do it. So I'm not seeing any bear sign, but I did see fresh moose tracks just back there. I'm like, they were on top of mine. I'm like, oh, is that the sound we just heard? So there's a moose back here. Because as we were sitting having a break, I heard crashing through the woods and I'm like, what the hell is that? And there's moose tracks on top of my footprints in the mud. I'm like, that's funny. Yeah, there's the moose tracks that Tucker's walking on top. One of them. The other one was back here. Yeah. They were on top of our tracks that we left. On the other side of this ridge here, so we were taking a break and I could hear something walking through the trees. Snapped a bunch of branches. So I'm like, wonder what that was. Well, that's what it was. He didn't go up the hill though, he went right through the valley. They don't need, moose are crazy, they don't need trails. I must love portage, and I just did that entire portage for nothing. Oh. We're going to try and stick to the right hand side. That wind is blowing pretty strong. So we'll work our way down on the right hand side. The Smoothwater Lake. In reach just beeped. My sister replying. Alright. I love InReach. Communicate with people back home. I just told her the plan. It's gonna be nasty going down this lake. Yeah, if I would have left Friday, I would have been back here Monday, which would have made me happy. Can I get it? Can I get the eagle tuck? Spin around, it went right over us. That was really cool, but I didn't have the camera on. Probably not. It's behind Tucker's head now. Oh, there it is. He's gone. That was cool. He came out of the trees. Came right off this tree here and swooped down right above us. Like, wow, awesome. We're going to crash into shore because the wind is crazy today. Even in the sheltered little bay. Very cool. Gotta be a good omen or something, right? When a big bald eagle swoops over your head like that. Well, it's not an owl. Maybe he was going after the ducks that are up here. Or maybe he was after you, Tucker dog. Maybe he thought you were dinner. It's nice up along here. Explore the shoreline. They're going straight down the lake and out in that wind. Stay along this side, we should be okay. Very, very disappointed. Failed trip. Sucks, man. I needed that extra day. If I didn't have to be back. Oh, dude. Holy cow. Oh, it's getting like the ocean out here. We're almost there, though. With this campsite right up here. Like beside us. Just a rolling out here. Rolling pretty big. I'll try and get into this little cove up here. Supposed to be a campsite in here. We'll let that one hit us sideways. Ooh. Monster waves here. We may just have to pull up onto the beach here and calm down a little. Or walk the beach to the campsite. That's what we'll have to do. This is starting to roll pretty big out here. Real fun, I'll tell you that much. See, we can angle it the best we can. This up here is like a little marina and goes in. There's supposed to be a campsite in there. I thought, well, if I can get into there, it saves me going around that point. I recognize this place. Same as last night. At least it's cool. Sunsets here. But I was just talking to a couple of guys that are around this point here. It goes into a nice, looks almost like a little marina over there. and they're kind of windbound. They're in a Novacraft canoe, which is bigger than mine, and they're doing a huge epic loop. So shout out to those guys. They're going right around into Solus and everything else. They're doing this huge loop. They got less gear than I do, so I'm like, yeah, I gotta cut back on gear for sure to do big loops like that. Anyways, shout out to them. I didn't get their names, but I kind of walked through their campsite because they're setting up camp on the point, and that's where I was going to set up camp just to get out of the wind and waves, because around that point it was, well, you saw, it just got huge and I was almost getting capsized. So I've just paddled around the corner. I'm like, it's somewhere on this beach is where I was. Somewhere on a beach. That's a good song. And yeah, it's just as I come around the corner, I'm like, oh, it's right here. Like, I'm literally, I don't know, 100 meters from those guys. So this wind's gonna keep up pretty much all night. I just gotta use my inReach to get a weather forecast for those guys, and told them, you better get an early start because it's gonna get just as bad tomorrow apparently. Which means I gotta get an early start too. Yep. So, since there's a change of plans, I'm back at my campsite I had yesterday, and I'm like, well, now that I'm ahead of schedule, I'm gonna fish this lake. Because this lake isn't in that protected zone that's on the map, so we'll fish it and just play around a little bit on it. It's really small. Thought camp set up. Let's go check it out. Thirsty Tuck. Yeah, let's check this lake out. I'll paddle out a little more so I can cast back. Looks like a pretty shallow lake. What do you think of this lake, Tuck? Even windy over here. Not as bad as the main lake though. Like holy whitecaps on that main lake. It's gonna be a little bit windy throughout the night. Even tomorrow morning. 14 km/h winds, or 9 miles an hour. Gusts. As the day goes on, gusts will be 40 kilometers an hour. Or 25, I think it said, miles per hour. Might have a little bit of a choppy ride out of here tomorrow. That means it's going to be blowing right down the lake like it still is now. There'll be a little lighter winds first thing in the morning. So if I get going, try and get going before 9 this night. It is a portage straight ahead. Like, it should be a portage somewhere here. It's a 700 meter portage. It goes into another lake. Or it goes into that protected area. With aurora trout and whatnot. It should be pretty cool to see. If I knew my plans are going to end up like this, I should just left camp set up this morning and came exploring this. I could have went into that lake instead. That'd make this video a little more exciting than what it's been. I don't even know if this video will make YouTube. Mission failed. That's what you call it. The failed trip. Portage. No fishing. Provincial Fish Sanctuary. Yeah. Looks like a decent trail though. Which I'm kind of surprised about. I wonder how many people use this trail. Yeah. Not bad at all. We'll play in a loop in here one day. Okay, Tuck, wrong way. I ain't doing that right now. 700 meters to the other lake. Oh, look at that pretty boat sitting down there. Yeah, I was talking to those guys, they're like, how much does that boat weigh? It was like 38 pounds. I'm like, wow. Like, yeah. I love it. Alright, we're going back over there somewhere. Back to the campsite, I guess. Why not? Not much. Oh, the boat's gonna be without us. Better jump in. Not much fish in this lake, I guess. Well, dinner time. Yep, it's exactly what it looks like. Craft dinner. And I even found a Pepsi. I'm like, oh, no wonder the bag's so heavy. There's Pepsi in there. So might as well drink it. Good night, everybody. Ooh, well, good morning. Got up pretty early this morning. It's now 7. Just getting some coffee going. Went and used the Thunderbox this morning. It's down that trail, if you're wondering. I figured it was. I'm like, there's a good beaten down trail there. I bet you there's one down there. Saves me pooping in the woods. It's actually really nice. It's fairly newly built. But the wind's still blowing. There's waves, small waves, splashing up. So it's not bad right now. But I want to get an early start for sure before that wind picks up. Much warmer night last night. Although Tucker still hogged all the covers. I definitely need a bigger sleeping bag because he actually ripped the zipper on it now and it's totally busted. Anyways. So to be quick this morning, we're doing pre-cooked sausages and some cheese. Morning fog clouds already lifted, they're blowing on. Waves have picked up already. Okay. And we are wearing the gloves even this morning for my winter hands. Drink coffee as we go. Off like a herd of turtles. Getting a white cappy out there in the middle already by looks of it. They're not even going. Those guys that I talked to last night over there on the point, they're not even packed up yet. We're out. 8:03 and we're on the water. turned a short paddle into a long paddle because I had to cut across where the wind was coming from, going across the other shore. Huge rollers out here today. So bad now, although a lot of wishy-washy stuff at this end. The waves are bouncing all over the place. Oh, there's a big one coming. Hold on, duck. Gotta hit this one square. Don't want those ones to hit you sideways. Oh, hold on. Yeah. One stand up there, Tuck. Yeah, a lot like whitewater, tell you the truth. I heard that. Someone said that once. Paddling in whitewater is a lot like paddling on a really rough day. I'm like, I understand that now. You really gotta read the waves, understand how to hit them without getting capsized. Get around this point. You can see it. There we go. Get around that point. You should be home free. This is the end of the lake. The biggest it's gonna be because we're on the north end of the lake. The wind's coming out of the southwest. Yeah, here in my paddle, it's just to straighten us out and surf the wave. Everybody had an ocean across northern Ontario, and everybody be surfing. And a swift prospector. That doesn't make sense. I know, it's a little wet in here, eh? A few of those waves came over. Not a lot, like it wasn't a whole wave coming in, it was just the white cap part. Splashed in a couple of times. On a couple of those big rollers that were white capped. And just splash straight up over the edge. Gotta hit them right there. Alright, here's some coming now. Okay, no, we can't hit it sideways, not this one. That'll roll us. There we go. Straight, we're all good. Woo-hoo! Rocking and a rolling. But with all the bags in the boat here, it's actually very, very stable, this thing. For how rough it is out here. And those other guys, they're still at camp, so they might be doing a windbound day. But they're going against the wind, so the further up the lake they get, the less it'll be. Home free at the point here, Tuck. See how calm it gets on the other side? It's not too shallow. Remember, this was a shallow point. I think there's going to be enough water we can surf right over top. Yep. Woohoo! Surfing now. Yeah! That's awesome. Don't even have to paddle. Surf, baby, surf. Woo! Here we are, officially entering Montreal River. Smoothwater, which is the headwaters of the Montreal River. Like a little creek. The wind is still howling at our back. But now the sun's come out, so that's beautiful. I haven't seen any bigger wildlife other than ducks. Ducks and loons. Be cool to see a moose or a bear. Oh well. Well, Tuck, officially leaving the park right here. This rock pile is the park boundary, they say. We're now on Crownland. Trying to figure out, I think I see it. Like, where was that channel that we had going through there? I see it now. I see it now. Canoe, it doesn't really matter, we'd get through it anyway. There's the channel. Playing guitar on the weeds. Well, trying some fishing again as we make our way back. The beautiful fall colors starting to show already. Thing with a double blade is it's almost too fast for trolling, so you just gotta do really small strokes. Get that lure action going perfectly. On Lady Dufferin now. It's supposed to be right full of walleye in here. Supposed to be. Northern Ontario fishing with Darren and Tucker. We don't catch fish and we usually get suckered. Mr. Clam. That's cool. Almost went right past it. I'm like, it's somewhere along here, and then I just see this opening. I'm like, oh, there it is. Pretty easy to miss if you go not paying attention. We're back, Tuck. I see the truck. The truck is still here. Imagine that. Well, it kind of sucks. Trip's over. I'm actually a day early, but it's better than being a day late, I guess. Love the fall colors coming. And I think Tucker's ready to call it ready to go home before I am. Look at you. Snug as a bug in your bed. It's like, I'm ready. I'm not. We gotta load everything in and strap the canoe down, have some lunch. It's only 10 to 12. I was just going with the wind across Dufferin. I wasn't even paddling, just let the wind drift me. It was perfect speed for trolling. Still didn't catch anything though. I don't get it. I'm doing something wrong. Well, not a bad way. On the way home, we get dinner. Partridge, rough grouse, nice. Pretty much a headshot, one in the shoulder there. Not bad. Just passed a bunch of bikers that were sitting up here having a break. And then they came down as soon as I shot. Tuck, come on. They're like, did you get supper? So now they've gone ahead of me, so I might as well just turn around. Hey, leave it.